Friends, நம்ம மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்ட் அண்ட் மேக்னடிசம் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ அதில் in last class we discussed about hysteresis. So for the hysteresis we have a graph, that graph telling everything what is hysteresis. In that we discussed what is definition of hysteresis, the magnetic field behind the magnetizing, this is called as hysteresis. Now last class la padichom, this is more important. So what we learned from that is, first we are giving magnetizing field on magnetic material. So when we are supplying that magnetizing field, still that material is acting like a magnet. So how long it can act like that? So how much possibilities are there, and what is the magnetic maximum value? So everything were discussed in last class. So we compared intabulation between dia, para and ferromagnetic materials. And previous classes we discussed about the properties of magnet. அந்த மூணு magnet பத்தியும் நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம். And this class it starts with applications of hysteresis loop. So what are the application அப்படின்றது இதில் நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். So this hysteresis loop can provide the information like retentivity, coercivity, permeability, susceptibility and energy loss during one cycle of magnetization for each ferromagnetic material. So ஒவ்வொரு சைக்கிளுக்கும் என்னென்ன ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் இருக்குன்றதை it telling to us. This is hysteresis loop. So after knowing that, we can apply for many main applications. அதாவது இந்த மேக்னெட், இந்த மெட்டீரியல், இந்த டைப் ஆஃப் மேக்னெட்டுக்கு it will be suitable அப்படின்றத we can decide with the help of this hysteresis loop. So about retentivity, coercivity, permeability, susceptibility, so all the things we discussed earlier. So we know what are these definitions. தெரியும் தானே? Yes, அதை பற்றி திரும்பவும் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண தேவையில்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். And in that case, first we'll see the application of permanent magnets. So permanent magnets நம்ம எங்கெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம்? All the speakers, நம்ம சாங்ஸ் அண்ட் வாய்ஸ் கேட்குறோம், டிவி, ரேடியோ, இயர்ஃபோன், etc. etc. In all the things we are using this permanent magnet. Different ஷேப்பில் இருக்கும். நம்ம லேபில் யூஸ் பண்ணுற permanent magnet பார்த்தோம்னா பார் ஷேப்பாக இருக்கும். Then horseshoe magnet is there, circular magnet is there, rectangular magnet is there. So there are a lot of shapes we are using for various purpose. So for that magnets, so what are the properties we required? Means the retentivity should be very high. So what about the retentivity? Very high. Not only retentivity, the coercivity is also high. And we need the low permeability value. Then only it can be fit for permanent magnets. So idella high irukno, the retentivity is high, then coercivity is high, but the permeability is low, and these three are important to making permanent magnets. Okay, so in the properties oda endha materials irukko, that materials can be easily used as permanent magnets. And here some examples are given. We can use carbon steel or alnico. These materials are used to make as permanent magnets. So why we are using this material? Because of the three property: high retentivity, high coercivity and low permeability. Okay, and this is the reason we are using this kind of material for permanent magnet. Okay, so it is understood. Next is electromagnet. What is electromagnet? This electromagnet is nothing but, எலக்ட்ரோமேக்னெட்டை நம்ம லோவர் கிளாஸ்லேயே படிச்சிருக்கோம்ல. சிம்பிள் ப்ராஜெக்ட் செய்வோம். ஒரு நெயில் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு அந்த நெயிலை சுற்றியும் காப்பர் ஒயரை நிறைய டர்ன்ஸாக ஒன் பண்ணிவிட்டு ஒரு லென்த்தி ஒயர் காப்பர் ஒயர் எடுத்து அந்த நெயிலை சுற்றி நிறைய ஒயர்ஸை டர்ன் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு then we will connect with battery. And how to made electromagnet அப்படின்னா it is a simple project. See, this is nail. We have taken the nail. Okay, so in this nail we have to make a more number of turns, which is one on this nail அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரு lengthy copper wire we are taken. அந்த wire we are winding on this. So we are making more number of turns of the wire, and two free ends of the copper is there, and this end is connected with battery positive and negative terminal. So you know this is a single parameter, this is called as cell. This is called as positive terminal, small one is called as negative terminal. And see, this positive negative of this cell is connected with the number of turns of the copper wire. When we are switch on this battery, the electricity is passing through this copper wire, which is wound over the nail, iron nail. And at the time, this electricity, in the diagram we are not using any magnetic material, but when we are passing the electricity through this copper wire, this copper wire is acting like a bar magnet. எப்படி நம்ம கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணலாம்னா, we can bring any one compass needle which showing north and south direction. So everyone, we handle the compass needle in 10th standard practical to draw the magnetic lines of force. பக்கத்தில் எடுத்துகிட்டு வரோம்னா that will shows deflection. If the compass is showing the deflection, means we can say there is a magnetic field. So around this wire, it producing the magnetic field due to the electric current passing through that wire. This method and this project is called as electromagnet. It is a simple project. So like that we can increase the magnetic field with the various using various components. How we can increase the magnetic field? There are two ways. One, we can increase the number of turns, and second, we can increase the passing electricity through this wire. Using these two, we can increase the magnetic field in this electromagnet. So why we are calling this electromagnet? Because we are passing the electricity. Because of the electricity, it produces magnetism. So this combination is called as electromagnet. This material is called as electromagnet. Simply for explanation, this is explained with the diagram here. I hope you know about this very well. So this is the diagram is for your understanding. From this understanding, you may recall your lower class, which you studied about electromagnet, maybe around 7th or 8th standard. I hope you studied about the electromagnet. This is called as electromagnet. And for this material, so what are the properties we need? We can see here. In this, the initial permeability should be high. So which one is high? The initial permeability is high. Then the two things should be low. One is retentivity and next is coercivity. So about that, already we discussed what is retentivity and what is coercivity. Okay, so these two things should be low, and thin hysteresis loop with small area are preferred. So thin and small area are preferred to make electromagnets. This is the property, and these are the things we require to make electromagnet. So one is initial permeability is high, then the retentivity and coercivity is low. Then we are using the thin hysteresis loop with a smaller area and to make a permanent electromagnet. And examples we can say soft iron, mu metal, or this mu metal is nothing but nickel iron alloy, are some example to make electromagnet. So you understood about electromagnet? Yes. Now we'll see the next application. Next is core of the transformer. So third application is core of the transformer. So where we are using this transformer? For what purpose we are using? Yes, there is an answer for that. This transformer we are using to pass the electricity from one point to another one point. That means production point to receiving point. So this transformer is used to step up, or it is acting like a step up or step down. What is step up? So after producing this electricity in production point, the voltage value will be increases and current value will be decreases. So voltage value is increases, current value is decreases in sending point, and in receiving point voltage value decreases, current value increases little bit. Why we are doing these things is to save the wastage of electricity when we are passing through wires. So we are using like this. This is the application of transformer. About this we will study in next unit. And here for application of this we will see how it is useful in transformer, how we are selecting the material. We will see here. So what are the characters we need for core of the transformer? First thing is we need high initial permeability. So what is we need? High initial permeability. Then the magnetic induction should be more. Okay, so the magnetic induction should be more, and the hysteresis loop with a small area are required to design this kind of transformer course. Understood? The initial permeability is more, same time magnetic induction is also large, then hysteresis loop is thin with a small area, then only it is very useful and easily we can design this material. Using this material we can made as core of the transformer. An example for this core of the transformer is soft iron. Okay, so I hope we understood all these applications. This one also we can say important question. So after the tabulation you can mark this answer from the starting point of this application up to soft iron. Okay, it may be asked in 3-mark question, sometimes in 5-mark. They may add 2 questions in a single 5-mark question. In that also they may ask this question. Okay, thorough this. So 3 applications are given with the help of hysteresis loop. Okay, next is example 3.11, and from this example 3.11 what question is there and what explaining the diagram will discuss now. And example 3.11 the question is the following figure. One figure is given, shows the variation of intensity of magnetization with the applied magnetic field intensity for 3 magnetic materials are given, X, Y and Z. Identify the materials X, Y, Z. They are asking identify the materials in given diagram. So how many materials are given? 3 materials, X, Y and Z. Now we'll see how to identify these materials and using what character, what property is used here to distinguish between 3 materials. We'll discuss now. And there is a solution, and here we are using the term magnetic susceptibility, the ratio between M to H that we discussed earlier. You know the definition very well, so no need to discuss about this. So what are the ratio? M to H. Okay, that is the ratio here. And now you see the 3 magnetic materials. See here, first we'll take X, and how it is increasing. Its value increases from 0 to along the positive direction. It is increasing. And see the Y, it is also increasing, but as compared to X, its increasing rate is very slow. Then see the third material, which is called as Z. It starts from maximum value, and this value is decreasing with the H, and at last will become near to the 0 value, almost 0 value of M. So in this picture, H is taken along the x-axis, M is taken along the y-axis, and M by H ratio will give the susceptibility here. And we are comparing in the format of susceptibility. We can write the X material, its slope is positive, then the value is increasing, it should be a ferromagnet. we know the properties of the three kinds of materials. And y slope, it is also positive, but its slowing rate, it should be a paramagnetic. Z is negative, so if it is negative means we can say that is material which is called as diamagnetic material. So these three answers we are concluding from this given figure. Okay, understood students? And next topic is magnetic effects of current. So what is the magnetic effect due to the current? We'll discuss here. So first we'll discuss about Oersted experiment. So what is Oersted experiment? Oersted is a physics scientist. His full name is Hans Christian Oersted. In 1820, he was preparing physics lecture. So at that time, in an experiment, he passed the electric current through conducting wire. So accidentally, he kept the magnetic compass needle near to the current carrying conductor. At the time, he saw whenever the electric current flowing through the conductor, that magnetic needle shows some deflection. We know, children, this magnetic compass will show the deflection whenever the magnetic material we are kept or we are moving near to the compass box, compass needle. So it happens here. So he got surprise. There is no magnetic material, there is no magnet, then how, there is no magnet, then how this compass needle gets deflected? He asked the question. So again he did an experiment. He passed the electric current through the conducting wire. Now it shows deflects. When he switched off the battery, there is no deflection in the compass needle. So he asked many questions. So when we are switching on, it shows deflection. When we are switched off, this compass needle does not show any deflection. So some magnetic field is producing when we are passing the electric current through the current carrying conductor. He concluded that, and this property, whenever the electric current is flowing through the conductor, around that conductor some magnetic field is produces there. So due to that magnet only, it shows deflection. Which one showing deflection? This compass showing deflection. This property is called as electromagnetism. So after that he did lot of experiments, and this is basic for us for many applications like electric motor and electric generator. Then we can say in crane, then moving electric train, etc., etc. We can say lot of applications using electromagnetism. For that, the seed was sown by the scientist Hans Christian Oersted. So in this topic, we will discuss about elaborately and see the picture, figure 3.25. So his explanation is shown as the figure. Into the current carrying conductor, is there a compass needle means it's showing deflection. Current reversed means the deflection is also reversed. This method, this effect is called as electromagnetism. And the rest of the topics we'll discuss in next class. And today you mark for homework. So as today's homework, you mark only the applications of hysteresis loop. Okay, that alone you can write as, you can mark as homework. You thorough that, and without seeing, you're writing your homework note. Then you send to me as a picture, and you mark this answer, Oersted experiment, from starting till end. For this diagram, it is not compulsory as like given figure. You can draw like a conductor with the battery, and here that you can show with the compass needle. Okay, and rest of the topics we will discuss in next class. Thank you, children.